Hello and welcome to episode 129 of Draft Offsides. I'm with Tico and Enzo. My name is Keefe, and we are midweek of a international break.
So we're like 3 weeks into an international break.
This is the longest international break, is it not?
It's been horrible.
International break.
Except for I enjoyed the Carabao Cup final, and I just enjoyed the quarterfinals of the FA Cup too. They were excellent.
And there were some good international games, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. We had the qualifiers too. Italy. I'm an Italian fan. I'm an England fan, and I'm a Tottenham fan. It's not the
best time period.
Not the best 3 weeks for me.
Yeah, I get that. United States lost both theirs. I'm wearing the New Jersey.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, these like cool black stars. I don't know.
Nice.
Not bad.
My box away
cool.
my jerseys.
But yeah, so that's the big news, is that Italy didn't make the World Cup for the third consecutive time. And I think there needs to be a big inflection period for that whole country about what's going on.
So Donnarumma, once he joined Italy, has not yet played one World Cup game.
I know.
El Shaarawy, you remember that player?
Of course.
He opted to play for Italy because he wanted to play World Cup games, and he never played one.
He could have played for Egypt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very cruel thing that's happened to them.
Yeah,
and I think what's funny is to me is that it's not like their teams have been so bad. Like they're good enough that they should be making it. Like I'm not saying that it's the Italy of old, but it's Italy of good enough. You know?
Yeah, they should be there.
Yeah, so there's a level of like arrogance and a mentality thing that's going on, you know, with them and just their methods and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you know? All right, Tico, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Big matchup tomorrow for me, so waiting for the Champions League matchup.
Oh yeah, it's big Champions League games. We're recording before the game, so obviously, you know, news, injuries, whatever that happens in and during those, we are not going to be responsible for. I think the first thing we kind of want to chat about is I kind of just like end of season. Enzo, you pulled some stats about the last few years and the last 7 games and how City and Arsenal have performed in the last 7 games of the last few seasons.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What do those numbers tell you? I don't want to read them all, but just tell me kind of what the general gist of it is.
So besides last year, where Man City had an absolute mare, you know what I mean? Like they had a terrible season. They still came third last season, right? They had 2 wins, 1 draw, 5 losses. But all the 3 years before that, they had at least 6 wins and only 1 loss. So that tells me that they can win the league, in my opinion.
Because the alternative is Arsenal, where they've in this time period they've had 3 wins, 5 wins out in 3 of the last 4 seasons. Yeah.
Which isn't bad, but and honestly, this season they've been looking really great, and now they're starting to look shaky. So it doesn't look, and I would love to see what happens in Champions League this week, because they've gone from quadruple to uno, maybe, which still isn't bad.
Double. No, double.
No. Champions League this week.
Double's still on the table.
Double's still on the table. It's Champions League this week.
Yeah.
But it's the first leg.
Yeah, but you lose 5-6-0 in the first leg. You know what I mean?
Do you think they're going to lose 5 or 6-0 to Sporting?
Wishful thinking. You know what I mean? I would love for Gyökeres's replacement, Sport Lisbon, to bag in a hat-trick.
Okay, yeah. But I think what you're trying to point out is that, like, historically, there is precedent for Arsenal really crumbling at this time of year, and there's precedent for City really coming on strong and finishing strong.
Yeah. So with all these players that are in there, especially attacking ones for City, oh my God, I would keep those in mind for fantasy, and then think about the bottle jobs that might be happening at Arsenal with the certain attacking players that you have. So be careful.
Speaking of bottle jobs, we need to then talk about Liverpool crashing out of the Carabao Cup. You know, it's probably only good for their fantasy assets. I think that the two big talking points are, one is Mohamed Salah, and I made this joke before, but I feel like it's funny every time. Is that he literally, it feels like he's like in Space Jam, like the Monstars, where they steal the talent. I've never seen a drop off this severe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the things that he would always do, you were just like, oh, that used to just go in, and now it just doesn't, and it looks so weak. You know, it's like where he like hits it with like the outside of his foot, or just does odd things that he would always just find a way to put those balls in the back of the net, and now they're just not going in.
Yeah, it's not automatic no more.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because when he was out at AFCON, Liverpool actually had a pretty good run going, and then since he's been back, it hasn't been good again. So I think on some level they're probably excited for him to leave. Anything else there on the solid front? I mean,
on the solid front, it's pretty much good. I think he's whoever traded him did a great job. So
I'll take it.
Great foresight there. I wouldn't. It's hard because you can't drop him.
No, of course not. And I mean, he's still not he's the 96th ranked player overall, which that's still he's still starting asset. He's just not a first round. He's just not delivering first round value.
There you go.
Yeah.
The interesting thing to monitor for Salah for me, it's for the Liverpool, is they're right now currently sitting in 5th place, 5 points behind a fourth. Mm-hmm. So if you're Liverpool as a manager, what do? You have to it's obviously club legend and EPL legend. Do you give him the minutes? Do you give him the proper send-off? Or do you just bench him and do the Jose Mourinho where we don't care, the team needs to win, club over the players? So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting what they do.
There might be incentive. I mean, again, I'm not saying this will happen. I think Ernie Slot probably still thinks that he's the best chance of winning games. But there is this argument where it's if they secure top 4 or top 5, if Chelsea loses this week and then City and Liverpool wins or whatever, maybe it's this idea of shutting him down because they do still want to get some money for him. And if he thinks of an injury now, it's very hard to do that. So maybe shutting him down isn't the worst idea ever for Liverpool, which would obviously be not great if you own him.
I'm sure they'll play him in the last match at Anfield. At least bring him on. So, it is interesting because Arne Slot is also kind of managing for his job, which is kind of ridiculous to say considering they're the defending champions.
There's a lot of rumors floating around.
They're the defending champions, but not this year. They come 5th and not defending champions.
I think that you're always, when you have that much turnover, and it doesn't matter how much money you spend, it's just the amount of new faces in the building. It's always going to be hard then to win. I think in hindsight, it's easy to say that now, obviously in hindsight.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, I think all of us here pegged them to win the league again.
We thought they'd do better for sure.
Oh yeah,
I think I picked City.
Okay, the other big thing is Isak is back in training, and so there was a big flurry of people picking him up where he was dropped. Tico was really angry at a member in our league that we don't need a name, but who snatched it before Tico could, and he was really upset.
Well, we can name him.
No, can I say my piece on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
This isn't just me specific. It's just across. It's frustrating because whoever dropped him, I'm not sure who dropped him. He held on to him until they announced he's coming back, and then he dropped him. That's the part that didn't sit well with me.
But wait, that's weird.
Wait, elaborate, Tico. Let him do his go on. Why do you think that happened?
They're conspiring against me.
Yeah, they're conspiring against me.
Collusion.
They hate me. Collusion.
Tico's having a full Hamlet moment where he's super paranoid of everyone's working against him and trying to kill him.
Guess who was last on the waiver wire?
Who?
This guy, 12th. Guess who was 11th? Nate. Who's in second? Who's in second place? Nate. You're telling me if 1 through 10 didn't pick it up? Oh no, let's leave it to Nate so Nate has a chance to beat Tico. Come on. Why didn't you guys pick him up?
I've been busy, man.
Honestly, I mean, I probably maybe would have if I'm not gonna act like I was super on it.
No, yeah, me either. That's what I'm saying.
I also think though that I don't think he is gonna be even if he plays games. I think it's the amount of time he's been out. He's coming off the bench. I don't think he's gonna be started. You know what I mean? I think you to think that he's gonna be this dominant force in the last 8 games of the season after pretty much not playing all season is there's not a lot there. I feel like it actually in some ways it might be a good it's just hogging a bench spot from a guy that you don't want.
I'm gonna.
I was dropping Dwight McNeil.
So you're saying you had bench spots to spare?
I have 2 goalkeepers. I had so many players I could have dropped it for.
You're so okay.
Hey, but the positive thing again, I think this is no one paying attention because it was the long break. He dropped Foden for him, which Foden maybe get some playing time, get some games in. So I picked up Foden and I sent him a trade offer Foden for Isak.
I don't know. I mean, Foden's been not really in favor. I mean, he played for England and even
Even then, it didn't look good.
Even Tuchel just kind of didn't have the best things to say about that. So
Tuchel's a fucking idiot.
Excuse me?
He's a pretty good tournament manager. You can't really argue with that.
I don't think he is.
He won the Champions League with that very mediocre Chelsea team.
What did he do with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe?
Won the league every single season and made it to a final.
Ooh.
Made it to a Champions League final.
He won the league with PSG.
Wait, my God. Didn't he make it to a Champions League final? Am I wrong?
He did.
He did, yeah.
He also thinks Pep Guardiola is a horrible manager because he's only played with great players.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait,
okay.
no, they're putting words in my mouth. That's Thomas. I think he's a piece of shit.
You're one the same. Okay.
This is not working out. Okay, guys, next one. Tottenham, new manager, Roberto De Zerbi. Are we seeing, so there's been a lot of chatter about the fact that, what Tottenham need right now is like a win-now manager, and De Zerbi in every club he's been to, doesn't tend to win the first few games because it takes a while for players to get a system to get implemented. Are you concerned about that, Enzo?
I am concerned, but I've also know that he's had 2 weeks of training, at least. At least he's had that. It's not like it was, all right, one training session, bang, let's go. You know what I mean? He's had a couple of weeks. So, but do I think he has the players available to play the football he wants to play? No.
Can I say a favorite Tottenham stat that I saw with the hiring of the Zerbi?
Go on.
Conor Gallagher has had more managers at Tottenham than he has points with Tottenham. 3 managers, 2 points.
I have another one. Kulusevski has been injured and has not played for the last 3 managers.
Yeah, both fascinating. Okay, question: Who do you think is the most likely to benefit from De Zerbi being appointed?
Centre-back.
From a fantasy perspective.
Centre-back.
Why?
He likes the long ball.
Okay.
So you're going to get a lot more direct passes, maybe a few more clearances, assists.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, the last team he managed was Brighton, right? In the EPL.
Marseille.
In the EPL.
No, in the EPL.
Yeah.
Well, that was the first or second year we played fantasy?
First and second. Right?
First and second.
Their attacking players were scoring a lot more points.
They did well. I think there was a pretty good healthy amount of rotation, I think.
There was a lot of rotation.
Solly March was amazing. Pervis Asubian was really good for him. Toma, Pascal Gross, obviously. So
of all them.
I think it's to be more for attacking players.
Do you think? I mean, so he plays a 4-2-3-1 and a 3-4-3-2-2. Whatever 3-4 or whatever 3-4-3 or whatever. So do you think like the wing backs?
Well, look, the first season he did wing backs. That was Pervis. Remember Pervis on the left hand side? That's when he was going down that wing. Then his second season, he played the 3 in the back, where he was doing the long balls down the line. That's when Matoma was going off. And was it Solly March on the right hand side when he had the 2 wingers? That's when they were going off. So it all depends on what formation he plays.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's likely he'll change between the two because he's a pretty tinkering manager. So I think there's some value with Xavi Simons too. I think he tends to play with a 10. So
you know what's fucked up?
What?
I dropped that motherfucker. You know who picked him up?
I think I did.
No, Sergey.
Oh, in that league, yeah.
So just real quick, the highest scoring players for Brighton those 3 years, obviously the players that are still with Brighton were Matoma, Gross, and Solly March. All of them were averaging double digits and high double digits. That's the following year. Solly March is when he got injured, but I think it's going to be the midfield and obviously the attacking midfielders.
So you think Tell?
I think Tell's a good shot, but he's been pretty good. So I think I think the only rub with Tell is if he's going to get starts the same way that he was under the last manager, because you just don't know with the new manager. No. He might like another profile in that position, whatever.
It'd be interesting to see how it affects Richarlison and Solanke,
because he doesn't have that central midfield 8. Maybe Conor Gallagher, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think what he tends to do is he tends to play like a box midfield, right? So it's like 2 guys. So it's like a Xavi Simons and Conor Gallagher, and then like a Archie Gray
and Paulinho,
Pape Sarr or something. Paulinho Sarr. So yeah, I think there's a lot of possibilities, but yeah, I think Conor Gallagher could be an interesting one too. Yeah, maybe he could be the point generator from that midfield position, but he's not the same player as Pascal Gross by any means. He doesn't have a similar profile. So
yeah,
something to think about, something to keep an eye on. I think there will be some names that pop though from that team. It's just hard to know right now who those are. And I think we talked about some and why we think they are. So that's up to you guys to make that decision.
Yeah,
I just picked up Conor Gallagher in one of the leagues.
Not a bad shout. I have Zaddy Simmons in one of the leagues, so I'm gonna hold on. I'm definitely holding on to him to see what the team looks like and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. United ride the hot players. Is there anything deeper to that, Enzo?
I think because they've been playing so well. Like any of their players that they have, like I know we're going to talk about this at the end of the season. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but this is where you take some risks. You know what I mean? Or maybe make some trades or whatever it might be for not just now, but for the last couple of games. Look at matchup, look at risky plays. And I think United, the way they are, I would try to trade for some United players. That's just me.
It is time of the year where you just play week to week. So there's no one that's safe. You just drop everyone unless they're like top 20, 30 players. They are getting Patrick Dorgu back and they're getting Martinez back as well this week. So those are two players to keep an eye for. Their center back's kind of a rotation. So we'll see how that affects them. And Dorgu was amazing.
Under care.
Yeah.
That's perfect kind of segue into, we're going to just go through a bunch of injuries and what to think about. Dorgu's a great one to chat about. I think he's back training, but I don't think he's going to be back for this game, right?
He's 50-50.
I think that's the general.
Yeah, he's 50-50. Really? Yeah.
But I also don't know, and I even think if he is, let's say he does get healthy, they've been so good recently, I don't know if he necessarily starts the way, but he was starting as a winger for a little while. So I don't know if that continues. But still, I mean, we'll see where he nets
Keep
out.
In mind, United game is the Monday game, so you don't have the luxury of waiting, seeing what the lineup is on the day of.
Yeah, totally. A couple other ones. Stash on Leeds got injured in the FA Cup game, and he got almost not carted off, but helped off.
He got helped off.
I saw something like an Instagram post or something of his ankle, and it was gnarly looking.
Oh, really?
He had the golf ball on his ankle. So I highly doubt that he plays this weekend. And I think we've always talked about the Highlander, there can be only one. There's always one midfielder for Leeds that does score pretty well. So if it's usually him, but if he's not there, look for Gruev, I think has done it in the past. I think Longstaff has done it in the past. So just maybe that might be a sneaky start if you see one of those guys starting in this game, kind of morning of, that might be a really sneaky one. So Gabriel was injured in the game, but then it's the rumor. Everything's saying that he's back in training now.
He played in the last game. He
got injured and he came.
He got injured.
Yeah. So he was injured before the international break. He played in the FA Cup game, and then he got injured in that supposedly. But then I'm seeing that he was actually back in training already.
Maybe because he got taken off for sleep. Sleep came on at half.
Yeah. So I think he's back in training with the first. Oh no, that's an old one. But I did see somewhere that he was back in training again. So I wouldn't be as concerned there. Saka did not travel with the team, so you can't count on him. Eze not with the team. Rice back in training. So assume that he's going to play. Hincapi out kind of indefinitely. It sounds like it actually might be a bad injury. Timber not with the team.
No.
I think. What are you saying?
So you're going to have Calafiori. He's going to have to play.
Yeah, that's a really good shout. I think Calafiori is pretty good. Might still be on waivers for some people.
He's had a horrible freaking couple of weeks, hasn't he?
I know.
The last 3 games, 3 eliminations, all 3 lost.
Dude. Sorry, Cali. You cauliflower.
Yeah. And I mean, he did have a pretty good score in his last start for Arsenal, though, in the Premier League, with a 15.25. So worth looking at. He's probably taken most places, but yeah. Another one to speak on is Enzo Fernandez suspended for 1 game, Man City. We'll see what happens after that too. Yeah. But I have a feeling Chelsea probably loses to Man City, and then he comes right back into the team.
Can we talk about some of these Chelsea players right now, or do you want to skip past it?
I mean, what's there? I mean, Enzo was running his mouth about Madrid, and he got suspended.
And then wasn't there a couple other players that were talking about leaving?
Cucurella made some comments, but they were more it wasn't. He was just saying that he was kind of voiced some concerns with the way that they're doing things.
Caicedo too, wasn't it?
I don't think Caicedo really.
I think it's so sad and pathetic that they suspended Enzo Fernandez for talking about Real Madrid. they have small club syndrome. They act like a big club, but in reality, we all know they're a tiny club.
Who?
Chelsea.
I think they're the club, the World Club
we
Championship.
literally have like multiple Champions Leagues in the last decade or in the last little bit.
Like, but no history, imposter syndrome.
What?
I think Tico,
look at
Rodri
is like Rodri's flirting with Real Madrid nonstop. Pep acknowledged it, and they're not suspending him.
I think the issue is that Enzo Fernandez is the captain, and you just don't want your captain doing that. I think that's the bigger issue here.
Well, they've got at least Chelsea has history.
No, they don't.
And they've been big for at least the 20 plus years already.
Yeah, exactly.
Until like 20 years ago, they had more Division 2 titles than EPL titles.
They had FA Cups. They won the FA Cup.
Yeah, we're not gonna convince him of the truth.
Anyway,
he likes to live in his little fantasy land.
Okay.
That Madrid is just the best, and everything's below.
Oh, there's also Arsenal. On top
okay.
And Fulham.
God.
Danny Ballard is likely with the team. I think he's pretty much back. Reece James not likely to be back yet. Trevor Chalobah, I read that he's making good progress and is back sooner than expected. Don't expect him this week, maybe not even next week, but he might be viable before the end of the season. And I know he was dropped in a lot of places. So if that might be a guy that I feel like Tico's all of a sudden now clicking around after I said that.
No, I wanted to point out Estevao because he played the whole. I think he played the whole game. That's a good shot as goal. Well. So obviously,
a goal and assist and hit the post twice.
This is a pro Estevao podcast, so I want to see if he's rostered in the.
Yeah. Have you been holding all season still, or did you finally drop him in the league?
No, I mean on the league I have him, and my team wasn't competitive, so I said let me go down.
Down with the ship.
Yeah.
Mohamed Kudus almost back, seen in training.
Oh, please.
Matthias Tell is back training. Should be good, even though he wasn't in the international squad. In Dye, it's an interesting one. Kind of gray area. I would not expect him to play this weekend. But have a plan there. I think same thing for Somerville. He did not make the FA Cup squad, so that makes me think that he wasn't even in the squad. So that makes me think that, like, best case scenario, he's in the squad this weekend, but he probably doesn't get a start.
Friday. They're the first game of the week. They're on Friday.
Yeah. So best case scenario, he's in the squad, doesn't get a start. I would say.
Yeah.
But I went there, and then we talked about Dorgu, and then Trossard is back training as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are kind of the injuries we wanted to cover. I don't know if we missed anything that you guys can see or thinking about.
No,
that's pretty good.
Much it.
Not injury-wise, but something else I wanted to... I'm not sure if about this as well. All the games that were rescheduled for Wolves, Palace, Arsenal, and City, have they rescheduled it or not yet?
Yeah, that's all available. It's game week 34. I think that's going to get hit really hard. So
double game week.
Yeah, so I think that's a double, and then I think there's a blank. It's on... There's this guy, Ben Kremlin, on X, where he has it up, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing. But it's all there. I just don't know. I don't have it in front of me right now. Yeah, cool. Hey, what else? Anything else, guys?
I got nothing.
Got nothing. What about top 5 predictions? I guess it's more like who's not going to make it. Top 5.
Who's not going to make top 5?
Yeah.
I don't think Liverpool's going to make top 5.
You think Chelsea makes over Liverpool?
Mm-hmm. Everything above that, I think, stays the same. I think Villa sneaks in. I think Man United continues their form. And it's just Man City, Arsenal, whoever comes first.
Not mad at it. What about you, Tico?
No, I don't think Chelsea overtakes Liverpool.
I don't know.
Yeah. A lot of stuff happening in Chelsea land.
There is, but it's just 1 point, and there's 8 games to go. And
it is just 1 point.
And don't get wrong, both their forms have been quite similar, but Liverpool just hasn't been, without their catalyst, hasn't been looking good.
Yeah, I think the thing you have to remember with Chelsea is before this like little slump they've been on where they lost 4 straight, 2 of them to the best team in the world, quote unquote PSG, or best team in Europe. They were on like a 10-game winning streak. So it's like I could see them do it, but they're just so young. It's so hard to really rely on a team they're the youngest team in the Premier League.
It's they're also playing Manchester City, who Haaland just had a hat trick. So, and Liverpool are all playing Fulham at Anfield. So, kind of that 1 point could be a 4 point
4-point swing. Totally. Yeah, I think that's super valid. I mean, that'll probably be super decisive. But yeah, my group chat of like Chelsea fans that I'm in are my like buddies that are Chelsea fans are very, very not optimistic about the season.
That's a depressing chat group.
I mean, it's probably better than any Tottenham chat groups, that's for sure.
Wow.
Wow, that was low.
No, it wasn't
Keefe,
low.
that was real
it's
low.
just a fact.
It's pretty low, Keefe. Wow.
It's just the truth. I can't imagine.
Instead of lifting him up, you're putting him down. What a dick thing to do, Keefe.
Yeah.
All right, what else, boys? Relegation predictions. Who do you think?
Oh man, West Ham plays Wolves this week. I'm hoping Wolves is in your favor. I'm thinking.
Yeah, but Wolves are your favorite. Wolves have looked somewhat better, so it's not out of the picture.
Well, let's just say Wolves and Burnley for sure. Yeah. And then, fuck.
Forest seems to feel like they figured something out.
I mean, just because they beat Tottenham 3-0?
No, like it feels like the last 3 years they're like, oh, we think they're gonna get relegated, but they like find enough juice not to like.
I feel like
obviously last year they did amazing.
The teams that do that every year are the teams that go down. I still think it's gonna be Forest. I think West Ham is good enough to stay up.
I want it to be Forest. I'm not gonna lie to you because I want West Ham to stay up and I want Tottenham to stay up. Forest, I don't care for.
Yeah, I think that Tottenham will just stay up. I think that Forest might capitulate with a few games left.
Mia Khalifa is a big West Ham supporter.
Mia Khalifa?
Yeah.
She is?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's that part of the town, right?
She's actually cool. She has like a pretty interesting person. Like, have you actually listened to like interviews and not just seen her other work?
What's her other work? I only know her as a podcaster.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's an interesting person.
I actually never watched her a lot. Never found her attractive.
Okay.
That's never
anything
my rotation.
else? Okay. Anything else we want to speak to about end of season, risky waiver pickups? You guys want to? You want to see the latest edition of the fantasy tracker that I've been working on?
No player loyalty, guys. No player loyalty no more. That's out the fucking window.
Okay, but here's a question. Like, you say no player loyalty, but like Brian Mbeumo has been sucking recently.
Trade him.
I'm not going to drop Brian Mbeumo.
No,
there's like some loyalty.
Don't drop him. You trade him.
I think it's just the middle pack of the people. Like, you write the hot hand. Let's say, for example,
like Dwight McNeil. You drop that guy.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. But he's fodder anyways.
All right, like Xavi Simmons, you drop that guy. Fuck.
No, that's not a good example because he potentially could do. We don't know what he's going to do with the new coach.
Yeah, don't know.
All right, should I share?
All right, please do. It's a provocative hat you've got on.
Is it?
Where dreams come to them.
All right. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
All right. So I've done a few things. One, I've toggled so there's.
Keefe, can you zoom in on your screen because it's too small?
Yeah. That's what she said.
Is that better?
More.
Oh.
That's what she said.
Whoa, that's a little too big now. Hold on.
That's not what she said.
Is that
never to you though? It's never to you.
Why you gotta be like disrespectful? I wasn't being anything rude to you. It's just fun and games. You gotta go too fucking far.
Okay, guys, focus. We're almost done here. Okay. Heat index, some changes. First is now there's a ghost point toggle.
Yep.
Which is interesting. Very much changes everything. Bruno's obviously still the elite. And then the other thing is now there's a 3-week window and a 10-week window. So it kind of just gives you a little bit more perspective.
Yeah.
So the way that I was using it, because I was like trying to think about what I really need is a midfielder. And so I was looking through, and obviously like the first few names are always going to be people that are there. Diego Gomez is interesting.
Yeah.
I think the ones though were like João Gomez is really interesting to me with like some of his scores.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a 23 and 11, comes off strong and warm, which are good things. Warm and strong are good. I think a name that actually stood out, that part of the reason why I built this tool was I wanted to try and be able to look at this without my bias like getting in the way. Because there's a lot of times where I'll see guys and I just won't pick them because I'm like, oh, I don't think they're that good. But then like in fact the data like backs up that they're doing all right. And I think a good example of that is what's his name? For City that you're talking about, the midfielder, Rodri. Rodri, last few games, 11, 6, 14, 10. And then one DNP. So I think he's a very interesting one, and where it's like everyone's kind of written him off as like he's not what he was, and he sucks, whatever. But when you really look at his last few scores, if that was like some no name and you saw these scores, you'd be like, oh, this might be an interesting like late season play.
Yeah.
But because it's Rodri, you're probably not seeing it, thinking about it. So that's one way I've been kind of using the tool to think through. And then like you look at someone like Mikel Gamsgaard, and I know you brought him up, and we were but like when you look at his scores, other than that 35-pointer, there's not much going on there.
No.
So yeah, that's kind of how I've been using it. Anyone you guys want to search, or any kind of positional stuff you want to look at?
Can you put Tell up, because I'm negative towards him.
Tell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's actually been good. If you want to look at, this is where I found he was really interesting. When you want to look at ghost points for forwards,
for
the last 5 weeks, Matthias Tell ranks second overall.
Huh?
Because look at his scores when they're the ghost point scores.
Wow.
I mean, obviously, like forwards tend to be more consistent than most other positions. They're the most volatile of the positions for sure. So when you have a guy that's consistently getting the last few games, getting 10 plus from a ghost point perspective, he's actually a great fantasy asset. And he was very under the radar.
Yeah.
Keefe, is there any way you could add a column that connects fantrax roster percentage, or that's not doable?
Yeah, I think it's doable. I think there's a point eventually where I'm gonna have to probably do something with the API of fantrax where it like plugs in directly, because right now I have to like upload the weekly data and then load it. And so that might be a good thing to add there, But I also think there's a way that you can there are also potentially ways where you can log in like directly, like you plug in your league and it shows you like availability. So you could toggle like available and not available, which I think would be interesting as well, because that would just make it so much more useful, right? You could see like who's actually you could actually pick up right away.
Yeah.
So I think those are things for the future for sure. But yeah, Tico, I think that's not a bad shout at all.
It's really good, kid. You should call it the Dempsey EPL Fantasy Heat Index.
Okay. So you think I should really just name it and really nail it in?
That's,
I think Ampadu is another example of someone who we kind of like all season has been humdrum.
From Leeds?
But yeah, look at his, these are all his ghost scores. These aren't even his standard scores. Those are great numbers.
Yep.
From a ghost standpoint. So some of you might have written off a little bit.
Saliba's in there too. He's been
it's interesting. He not normal for him, but he has 2 games he didn't play, so that kind of is a factor. Yeah. I think it's just interesting. It's just interesting to have different tools and like kind of look at stuff from a different perspective, because it's like if you're just using fantrax or just using Draft Society, you're seeing the same data as everyone else. So yeah. Anything else here you guys want to check out and ask questions about?
No, it looks really good, Keefe.
3-game week. Yeah, and this is the other one. Like Tal shows up in the 3-game week as well. Really strong. Cool. All right, is that it, boys? Are we done?
Close it out, Keefe.
Okay, this has been episode 129 of Draft Offsides. I'm with Tico Nenza. My name is Keefe. Follow us at Draft Offsides, and we will see you next week.
All right, guys. I gotta go have dinner.
Later. Leave your windows open. I guess hopefully Sergey will edit it.
Something.
I'm gonna see him in like an hour or so. So
perfect. So he's not leaving for Vegas tonight.
No, tomorrow.
Maybe he can edit tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he can stay up late and edit it.
If he needs
Wicker Magic, see what you can do.
If he wants us to DoorDash in some monsters, just let us know.
Well, we will. I'll gladly pay for
here,
it.
Arsenal. You could just zoom in on this and use this as a thing for him. Motivation.
Motivation. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Later, boys.
See you, boys.